land for sale. It's just farmland. I can't imagine much building goes on with obviously marsh in the name tends to give the game away. And every now and then you get barriers. In the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden there's a steel barrier. It must cost money and time to erect. Unless the car has disappeared off into the ditch or the dikes and that corner. You sort of wonder why they put that there. These little bridges over the dikes, which people obviously hit. Local lads out for a spin late at night. Going too fast, we've all done it. I think when I get to the bottom here, when I can turn right, which generally heads home. Oh, look, there's a different right. Oh no, I did come this way, didn't I? Or did I? Yeah, I think I did. Ashford 11 miles. Oh yeah, St Mary's Road. Yeah, I know where I am now. Yeah, I think that's right. Did you? Power. Let's put those revs up, look. 7,000. That's about the limit I take this to. You have to remember this fleet's 3 years old. It's got a very small oil capacity as well. And believe it or not, Honda, who back in the 80s, to be fair, they did probably make the best quality motorcycles. You know, it was always, if it was a Honda, it was reliable and well made, and you can only see it with this, I suppose, you know, 37 years in a barn, garage, whatever, dragged out, got running, and it runs and rides beautifully. I'm not sure there's many bikes that have done that. I know someone will say, oh, I dragged out a VSA Bantam and pulled like a train, only cost me 3 and 6, blah blah blah, but yeah, these run really well. But for some reason, going back to my point, Honda, when they designed this engine, and it is a lovely little engine, it really is, 4-valve head, single cylinder, just short of 250cc, beautiful little engine. They didn't fit an oil filter, they fitted an oil strainer, which is a bit of gauze underneath the right hand engine cover. So every other oil change, you pull the cover off. It's not really a faff, but it's more of a faff. So have a quick pause while we pay our respects. So yeah, you pull the cover off and pull the strainer out, which is a little bit of gauze encased by a rubber square surround. And you give it a clean and you chuck it back in again. Obviously a gauze has got much larger holes than a proper paper filter, which catches all the crap. And on these engines, the camshaft, which for those of you not mechanically minded, is the thing that operates the valves on the top of an engine, which lets your air and your fuel in and your exhaust gases back out again. Or a 4-stroke anyway, obviously 2-strokes don't happen. The camshaft runs directly in the aluminium cylinder head, and it's just supported by oil and oil feed, which obviously acts as the bearing, which is all well and good when you've got lovely clean oil. And I have pulled the cam out of this and had a look at it, and it is absolutely mint. It is like brand new, which is a good thing. But if you don't keep your oil changed, and most guys these days on these things, we can change oil every 1,000 miles. Can you bring that change oil out every 1,000 miles? It sounds ridiculous, but these are the sort of bikes that don't do a lot of mileage. Now, having said that, I've done just got up for 800 miles since I got it, which is a month ago. So yeah, it does get used. But I did change the oil when I got back from the Lake District, where that was 435. So this oil has done 350 miles, but you know it's like 15 quid's worth of oil for proper decent quality oil. So why wouldn't you change it for 15 quid? You know, you just get it done, don't you? But yeah, very remiss of Honda, and no one, as far as I'm aware, ever came up with a system for plumbing a filter in. You know, I guess it would mean drilling into the cases somewhere to find the oil way, and then diverting the oil, you know, through a pipe to a fitting to screw a filter on, which, to be fair, isn't really worth it. But lots of these did die because the camshaft ate the cylinder head, which is a real shame because they are certainly harder to come by. But yeah, this one, the engine is, it's lovely. I did pull the case off to clean the strainer out, because when Mikey rebuilt the top end, he did use a fair bit of gasket cement, so I just wanted to make sure that was all out. There was a little bit in the bottom of the motor, so I got some cleaner on a nozzle, and I tilted the bike over and I flushed out the bottom of the cases. There was a lot of bits of old residue, you know, stuff in the bottom of the cases, so I made sure they were absolutely minty clean. The sludge, I say sludge, it's not really sludge, but yeah, the stuff in the bottom of the motor. So that was all out, and it was absolutely lovely. Because I do plan on keeping this bike for a very long time. I see absolutely no need to sell it, because it just gives me so much pleasure. It is my favourite vehicle, you know, and I've got a fairly nice car. I've got a Multistrada, I've got a Ducati Panta Cafe racer that I built, which I'm very attached to. I did sell it, and then I bought it back off of my friend that I sold it to because I didn't miss it. Shouldn't have sold it, but you know, hey ho, I wasn't using it and it needed to be used. And I talked to my friend, and he used it for a while, and then got to a point where he wasn't really using it either, and he's in the fortunate position where he does have quite a lot of motorcycles, some very nice motorcycles, and it was tucked away in storage away from his house because he didn't have the space. So when I said to him, do you want to sell it, he did have a think about it because he loved it, which is nice. But he did send it back to me, and I recommissioned it. I spent about 700 quid on parts and rebuilt it back to get it back on the road and bring it back to 100%, because it just hadn't been used. It needed fork seals, it needed head bearings, it needed a new rear shock, it needed a battery, it needed the cam belts changing, just stuff that is general parts that you would replace for ongoing maintenance, but where it had been sat for a while, they definitely needed doing. Okay, the car was a good clean, because they tend to fill up with crap. And obviously setting carbs up is something I'm used to, because you know, being a bit older you do that, but body fuel injection gives owners the luxury now of just pressing the button. You know, and the bike does everything for it. Not like this, look. Choke lever. Oh look, wet hands. Choke lever. Who remembers those? Kickstart. Who remembers those? Yeah, lovely. Right. I wonder if I can get back through the roadworks again. Lag it again, like I did before when I told him I was going to Bill's house. Funny enough, he was there. I wasn't going to stop in, bet you was there, so that's alright. Let's get these revs ready for the 30 limit. Look at that, 5.5 RPM and power! Let's speed that climb. 50. 55. What, 55? I'm impressed with this bat. I'll have to play that later. It's called Osmond. I would put a link, but I tried to put a link on a video that I did earlier for the Spitfire Cafe. I can't remember. Oh no, it's Capel of Fern. About the Britain Memorial at Capel of Fern. I could put a link in because I wasn't a verified YouTuber. Because I'm not a YouTuber. I'm like waffling on the camera. But to be verified, you had to see the photos of with your ID and all that sort of stuff. I just can't be asked to do that. There's Carl's finished his hedge trimming. I couldn't be bothered, so that's called yeah. If you look on Bennett's Bike Social and search for John Milbank, he did a review of a device that fits on the twist grip of a GS BMW, as long as you've got the thumb wheel, the wonder wheel on the left hand handlebar, and it worked over, I think it was either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and it allowed you to use the wonder wheel to control your phone, scroll through various apps on this system. It really did look good. I mean, I don't have a GS, but it looked really good. But while I was reading through that, just out of interest, he mentioned this app, so yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Slow down, fella. It's going a bit. Yes, I thought I'd give it a go. But anyway, not far from home now, so I'm going to get to these crossroads, and that's where, using the new remote control, say new remote control, it came with a 50 quid camera. Can you believe it? 50 quid for a camera, attachment, microphone, 2 batteries, and a remote control. Yeah, that's really what the quality is as it is. What do you expect? But yeah, I bought the GoPro, and I've got a microphone coming for it, and it has got a remote control as well. So stick the beast into neutral, and let's hit the button. And